Hello class, let us start once again. We will start with a new chapter today, that is SQL commands or MySQL, which we have done in class 11. I will tell you now in greater details of everything, and its connectivity. Later on this chapter will lead us to a programming technique whereby we'll be able to write Python codes, and through Python codes we'll be able to run various SQL commands. SQL commands, if you remember, you have learned quite a lot in class 11, but due to the shortage of time I just told you briefly what the commands are and what do they give us, what kind of output they give us. SQL commands are basically related to the tables of a database, right? Database, you all know, those of you particularly have worked with MS Access, you have a better idea than anybody how basically a database looks like. A database can have a lot of tables within this. Tables means where you arrange the data in rows and columns. Fine. So let us first refresh our knowledge, whatever we have learnt in class 11. I may have told you some of the things, I may not have told you. Let us do it once again. These terms basically sometimes might be given as 1 mark questions, so I will discuss with this. First thing is called relation. What is relation? Relation is nothing but a table of a database. Okay. In a database, you can have number of tables, n number of tables, as many tables you want. Tables means second where you have some rows and columns. You have some data arranged in a tabular manner. That's why it's called a table, right? So basically any table can be called a relation in database. Why it is called a relation? Because nowadays the database that we get to see, the database management software that you get to see, most of them are basically relational database models, or they provide you with the relational database management system. Relational database management system means when, imagine this is a big database, right? When in a database you have table number 1, you have table number 2, you have table number 3, and they are connected to each other. There is a relation between them, right? That is what basically relational model of database management tell us, and from that name the word relation has come. So every table is a relation. Okay, but we have to remember the theory says in a relation all the data has to be atomic data. What is the meaning of that atomic data? Atomic data meaning, like if you take a column, for example, I am taking here a table, fine, let me do it in a bigger way. Let this be a table, okay, the table name is T1, and we had the student code or student ID, whatever it is, and we have their marks. It says, relation says the marks should not be written like, like 78, 89, 83. You can easily make out that I wrote the marks in 3 different subjects obtained by student number 101. This is his code. This is not basically unit data. You have to have atomic data or unit data in every field. I believe you remember that these are called fields of database, okay, of a table, sorry. And this whole thing is called a row. Okay, it's a row or a record, and these are called fields. They are identified by different names also. I will come to that point one by one. So just remember, the relation means every field should have atomic data. That condition must be satisfied. If you arrange something like this, a data is arranged under a field, then we cannot call it a relation, because this way you will not be able to form an effective relationship between the tables. That is why it goes against the theory of relation. Second term which we will discuss about is attribute. What is attribute? Okay, attribute and tuple. Okay. Just now I was doing a small table. So attribute means basically the fields. So if I write S4, okay, and I write class, and if I write percentage, right? Then basically what will happen, this particular table will have 3 attributes. As many columns you have, as many fields you have, that is called every basically column or every field is called an attribute. Okay. Tuple is just another word for record. Record, that means related data or a particular row can be called tuple. Now, let me tell you one interesting thing here. Later on, when we will see the connectivity of Python language with the database, that is with SQL, we will see that you have done SQL commands. You have seen that in a table there can be multiple rows, multiple records, and those records can be displayed by us by using select command, if you remember. Okay, that means you can filter out the table and you can display selected data that is required for you. Fine. So this kind of commands we will see that we will be able to execute from Python language. By writing Python codes we will be able to execute such SQL commands. And when we do this, imagine as a result of a select command you got 5 records. So these 5 records or the 5 rows, each of the rows will be available to us by a tuple. Okay, tuple data type we have done. So every record basically will be a kind of a tuple. By tuple we will be able to fetch. So from that this idea came. This thing is also called, the record is also called a tuple. Fine. Attribute, tuple, and then we have to learn 2 more terms. One is called degree. Okay, and another is cardinality. Probably I told you these 2 terms in class 11. Degree is the number of attributes. That means if I have 3 fields, just now the table which I made had 3 fields or 3 attributes, so the degree will be 3. And cardinality, imagine that I have 10 records or 10 tuples, then the cardinality will be 10. Cardinality is the count of all the rows or count of all the tuples. Degree is the count of all the attributes. Fine. So these are the few basic terms. Another term which I don't think I told you in class 11, that is called domain. What is domain? Domain is basically a range of correct values which can be given for a particular field. Okay. Those of you who have done MS Access, you have seen that you can restrict the values also, right, in a column. So imagine that a particular field, say in a database I took a field called gender, fine. So there I thought that the only 2 values I will take, male and female, and people will have to write full like male and female. So male and female, these 2 are the correct values for that field. So I can say that this range of values is called domain. Or I am giving you another example. Say I told you that you have to write the value of the class all in numeric, like class 1 you write 1, class 2 you write 2, like this. So the classes have to be within 1 and 12. It cannot be more than 12, cannot be less than 1, right? So 1 to 12, any value, this range of values can be called a domain. That means any valid value for that particular field of a database, or of a table, can be called a domain. And there is another thing called view. This also probably you have not done in class 11. View is almost similar to the select command. When we use the select and we use the condition, what happens? A few fields along with few records in a customized way we can display. So view basically does exactly the same thing. View is basically kind of a virtual table. Okay, the table doesn't exist anywhere. But when we see it, it looks like a table. That same thing happens when you give select command also. Okay, if I do simply say select star from whatever, and if I give a condition, then according to the condition, few selected records will be displayed. That also can be called a kind of view, but it is not exactly the term view that I mean to say. There is a little difference between a simple select command and that way to get to display the certain number of records and to generate a view. There is a little difference in that when we will do this command, view command. There is a command called view command. I will come back to this and I will explain you the reason. For typing this, remember view is just a virtual kind of a table where there are rows and columns, and it is basically taken out from a big table. Fine, selected records are taken out.